Hey everyone, OpenAI just dropped something unexpected, and it is not another model. It's called Agent Builder. And honestly, it looks a lot like n8n and Zapier. You know, those drag and drop workflow tools we've been using for a while. So here's the question I've been thinking about. Is this actually a competitor to the no-code tools we already know, or not? Because if it's a real competition, that changes a lot of things. And if it's not, that is still good news, and I will explain to you why. So let me quickly share my initial thoughts about the Agent Builder from the OpenAI. Quick disclaimer, I haven't had a chance to extensively test Agent Builder since this feature just came a few hours ago. However, just wanted to share my opinion as the daily n8n user of what I think of this new feature and what are my initial impressions. So here's a very, very simple funny workflows that I've created. Basically, we have a pizza spot and the potential client will text that pizza spot and ask them for a delivery. If this delivery is within the limits of the delivery for the pizza spot, then the chain is going to go on and ask the user if they're going to pay with cash or not. If they pay with cash, that means everything is good. This user is qualified for the pizza delivery, and the agent will reply back saying that we're going to call you back and we're going to get more details on your order. However, if the user is asking for a delivery outside of the limits for the pizza spot, then that means they cannot deliver, as well as if they pay with, for example, with the card instead of cash, as you can see here, that means that they cannot deliver because they only accept cash payments. So let's go step by step by this workflow, and along the way, we're going to explore what I have found about this platform. So here we have a start node. So it's basically kind of like a chat input. So whenever a user texts, the workflow starts. Then we have a qualification agent. So here I named the agent as qualification agent, and then I gave the instructions. So here I have the instructions. Your task is to determine whether a user requested location is within our pizza delivery service area using the attached file as your knowledge base. Here we can include the chat history, basically a simple memory inside of n8n. Here I'm using the model GPT-5 Mini, and no, you cannot add Anthropic models or Gemini models, and I think it's very self-explanatory because it's an OpenAI platform. Reasoning effort, you can choose minimal, low, medium, high, and here we have a couple of cool tools, and some of them I had a chance to test. So what I really like, now we have MCP server, and here we have OpenAI connectors like Gmail, Google Calendar, Google Drive, Outlook email, and third-party servers like Zapier, Shopify, Intercom. All you have to do now is basically go inside the Google Calendar, for example, get access token, and here you can generate your token after selecting some scopes. So let's go back and just letting you know, I've tried using this feature, but it doesn't work for some reason, at least now. Hopefully they're gonna fix it, so we're not gonna be testing MCP service in this video. Then we have other tools like file search, which is kind of like a database. I already have one database, one file that I uploaded. I'm gonna show you after. And here we can select a vector store, kind of like a RAG agent, as well as we have web search, which I think is very cool. Quick web search. Imagine whenever you use GPT models, then they can web search. We have code interpreter. We have functions. So for example, you can put your a very simple code to get some stuff done. We have get weather, get stock price examples. And that's pretty much it. Unfortunately, MCP servers are not working for me now, so hopefully, as I said, they fix it in the future. Output format, imagine it's kind of like an output parser for the AI agent inside of n8n, so you can tell the model how you want your output to look like. So, and you can actually, what is cool is you can basically explain how you want your output to look, and OpenAI will help you generate this the code for you. Then we have model parameters. You can play with it yourself, but nothing super important here. So now we have if else. So for example, someone texts, hey, can you deliver me pizza to a certain location? And let's go to the file that I uploaded as a tool. So we have downtown Orlando, we have Winter Park, so all of the Orlando areas inside in the United States. Orlando is a city in Florida. So we have UCF area, Dr. Phillips, Oviedo and all of that stuff. So for example, if the person says, hey, can you deliver me pizza in somewhere in Miami? It would say we cannot because it's outside the delivery area. So basically nothing is going to happen. But if it's inside the delivery area, then we're going to continue inside our workflow. So that's how it's going to work. We input that we want something to be delivered, for example, to Oviedo, and the agent then looks up the database that it has access to, and then determines if it's within the area or outside of the area, and then it passes that to the if node. So when if within the delivery limits, and here we have input, output, parsed results. So you remember we have the output parser here, equals, let's go back, equals within delivery limits, then it's going to go along the chain of this workflow. However, if it's outside of the limits, because our output parser, if we go back, can generate within delivery limits as well as outside delivery limits. So if it's equals to within delivery limits, that means that it's true, the condition is met, go ahead with the workflow. If it's not, then we're going to end the workflow and nothing is going to be done. After that, we're going to send it for user approval, which is me who is asking for a delivery. It's going to ask us, are you paying with cash or not? Since it's the pizza spot that takes only cash payments, that's the only way of payments that they're going to accept. So if I say reject, meaning that I'm not trying to pay with cash, I'm trying to pay with card, that means end of the workflow, the delivery cannot be delivered to that person, the pizza cannot be delivered to that person. And if I approve, then agent will say, inform the user that our team will contact them shortly. So here it's a simple agent with a very simple instructions. There's no tools. The only difference here is I'm using a different model, GPT-5 Nano. And here the output format instead of JSON is going to be just text to notify back the user. So nothing very complex. As you can see, this whole workflow, as well as the agent builder itself, is very AI agent focused, and the workflow builds around the agents. So let's actually go and preview it. So let's try to work. For example, can you deliver me pizza to Oviedo? So we're going to see, you see it goes through qualification agent. You can see what it does, searching for files, search files. So result within the delivery limits. So basically this is the result from our output parser, and it went through the if else node. And now user approval, cash. Are you paying this in cash? For example, approve. And now we're going to get some sort of answer. So yes, we can deliver pizza to Oviedo. Our delivery areas include Oviedo. Our team will contact you shortly to place the order to confirm details. If you'd like, you can share your name and contact number. There's no reason for that because the workflow has ended. So now let's go back and test, for example, a different example. Hey, can you deliver me some pizza to New York? And now it should reject us because it's not within the limits. So as you can see, it went through if else, and it went outside of and the result from the output parser was outside of the delivery limits. So it went through the other path of the condition node, meaning that the condition was not met. Now let's try a different example. Hey, can you deliver me some pizza to Oviedo? Excuse my grammar. So here it's gonna go through the if node. The condition is gonna be met, but here let's reject. We're not paying with cash, we're paying with card. So here, as you can see, we got the workflow ended because this last condition for the user approval was not satisfied. So here's pretty much it. And let's talk quickly about n8n and Agent Builder. So what is my final verdict? Is OpenAI's Agent Builder is a direct competitor or a potential replacement to the n8n? The answer is pretty obvious. No, it is not, and it is not even close at this point of time. Look, Agent Builder, the name says it all. This whole feature is very agent heavy and doesn't let us have the flexibility in creating of those automations like n8n has. n8n lets us create automations and sometimes power them up with AI agents when they are needed. And when it comes to agent creation, I still think n8n comes out ahead. It gives us more options from selection of the models that we want to attach to the n8n to the selection of the memory types. So here's the thing. This is actually good that this feature came out. Way more people know about OpenAI and ChatGPT than they know about n8n. So now, suddenly, more people will be exposed to the concept of visual workflow editors, AI, and the whole automation sphere. And what does that mean? More people will discover tools like n8n exist. More people will start to understand all the possibilities that these platforms provide. So if you're someone that is looking for like-minded people to talk about this stuff, great. And if you're someone who knows how to leverage these tools and looking for more clients, even better. Now there are going to be way more people who understand their automation needs, and they'll be looking for people who can build them. So it's a win-win situation for everyone. I hope you enjoyed these videos, and if you have any questions or just want to share your thoughts, feel free to comment down below. Bye-bye and have a good one.